Good morning.
Good morning.
Today is July 7th and it is sunny and beautiful here in San Juan County at the Fellowship of Spirit. We're just absolutely delighted that you're with us and hope that you will enjoy our program today. We have Susan Barnes is going to have our opening prayer. Shay Johnson is going to play our music. I'm going to do the scripture reading, and Mark Wolf was going to give us our message. So I'm Ron Holloway. I'll be your moderator, and so just sit back and have a great time. So we're going to start off with I don't have a schedule.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Sit back and enjoy our service. So are you ready for the prelude?
Ready.
Shay Johnson. All right, thank you. Get my work a little bit closer to me. So, okay, Susan, are you ready to pray?
I am. Good morning. It's such a beautiful morning. We were very fortunate down here in Belize that we got actually 5 minutes of rain out of that hurricane. So it was, and I keep trying to tell everybody, I have it in with the weather god. He and I get along very well. He takes good care of me. So what I'd like you to do is close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and allow that God force, that energy to flow through the crown chakra, down through the body. Feeling that health, that wholeness, that joy. Creator, Mother, Father, God, we give thanks today for all the blessings that you have shown to us. We give thanks that we are under no laws but yours, and knowing that your will for us is only happiness, joy, peace. And when we do these things, when we have this peace, we know that we are doing your will. We give thanks that as emissaries of you, we are the light of the world, and we will show forth your love, your kindness, your patience in all that we do today and every day. We will show this through cooperation, through helping others, and knowing that they are our brothers, our sisters. We hold out our hands to them, and we give thanks for all that you have given to us to give to others. Thank you, Father, for giving all the miracles that you have, and that we might give these miracles to everyone else. So today, for your blessings, for your opportunities, for the challenges that have made us stronger and more loving people, we truly give thanks. Namaste.
Thank you, Susan. Okay, now we have another song. This is My Father's World.
Yeah, it's number 42 in the Brown hymnal, if you want to sing along. This is my Father's world, and to my listening ears, all nature sings and happy rings the music of the spheres. This is my Father's world, I rest free in the thought, the rocks and trees of skies and seasons and the wonders wrought. This is my Father's world. The birds their carols raise, the morning light, the lily white declare their Maker's praise. This is my Father's world. He shines in all its fair. In the rustling grass I hear him best. He speaks to me everywhere. This is my Father's world. Oh, let me never forget that though the wrong seems all so strong, God is the ruler yet. This is my Father's world. How could my heart be sad? The Lord is King, the heavens ring. God reigns, let the earth be glad.
All right, thank you, Shay.
Ron, I'd like to introduce my friend Sharon and her visitors here from Florida, Tracy and David? James, I'm sorry.
Tracy and James,
Welcome.
welcome.
And one other little thing, Kate and Shay and I went to Glenn's house yesterday and packed up all of his wife's stuff and delivered them to PATH, People Assisting the Homeless, and the Crisis Center, and we'll be taking some out to New Beginnings tomorrow. But we shared all of her stuff with women who are in need.
Well, that's
One
great.
of our first outreach program things.
Well, that's great. That's great. We thank you for doing that service, for Glenn, for his wife, and for the church and for fellowship. We thank you. Okay, so do you have a program? Okay, in the program, there's something that says reflection moment. We say that together. Love produces a flow of energy that I now feel. I love others more than ever, and I feel privileged to be here. Love flows from one person to another in an atmosphere of holiness, and so it is. Okay. And as you know, I would say a student, but I like Emmett Fox. And so normally a lot of my readings come from Emmett Fox, and they come from this book called Around the Year with Emmett Fox. This is today's reading, How to Get a Demonstration. Here is one way of solving a problem by scientific prayer. Get by yourself and be quiet for a few moments. Do not strain to think rightly or to find the right thought. but just be quiet. Remind yourself that the Bible says, be still and know that I am God. Then begin to think about God. Remind yourself of some of the things that you know about him, that he is present everywhere and that he knows you and loves you and cares for you. Read a few verses of the Bible or a paragraph from any spiritual book that helps you. During this state, it is important not to think about your problem, but to give your attention to God. In other words, do not try to solve your problem directly, which would be using willpower, but rather become interested in thinking of the nature of God. Next, claim the thing that you need. Claim it quietly and confidently, as you would ask for something to which you are entitled. Then give thanks for the accomplished fact, as you would if somebody handed you a gift. Jesus said, when you pray, believe that you receive and you shall receive. Do not discuss your treatment with anyone. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength.
Thank you.
It's a good recipe for us. So, all right. So, where do we have another song? We do have another song. This one is This Is My Song. It's number 206 in the Brown Book.
Yes, and we'll just be singing the first two verses.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Shay. So we love each and every one of our presenters who take the time to organize and bring forth a message, and we appreciate that. But I want you to know that we have a special place in our heart for Mark Wolf. He is a presenter that has been with us for a long time, and he always has good things to say, and he says them in such a good way that it just permeates all the dross that's around us. It goes right to our hearts and to our minds, and we appreciate him. So let us welcome Mark Wolf.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Was that my cue?
That's it. You're on,
Am I
bud.
on? Am I live? Are we here? Well, wow. We're in July. Didn't see that coming, right? First full month of summer. And listen, we've already had some really, really hot days up here in northern Kentucky, and very humid. And I'm sure Florida weather. We've got Florida weather up here, by the way. And I'm sure there'll be hot days yet to come. But look, I enjoy the summer. I just have to tell you this. And maybe because I grew up in the wet, sticky heat the steam of middle Georgia. I don't know, but anyway, I enjoy the summer. As everything is green, you know, everything is growing, and the air just kind of vibrates with life. I got fireflies, lightning bugs. I got lightning bugs, y'all. And the other night, my son and daughter and I were out on the deck watching the bats come out at twilight. It was so fun. You know, when I lived there in Farmington for many years, I had a beautiful ornamental sage in the front yard, this Russian sage. And I love the sage. I love the sage because they have these tall spikes. You know, you've seen them everywhere. Tall spikes of lavender flowers, and they're covered in honeybees. You know, the honeybees are so great. I love the honeybees because whatever you do, they don't care. You know, they don't pay attention to you, and they are so completely engrossed in what they're doing, they don't even notice. And I used to be able to get these beautiful pictures of honeybees on the sage because you could get right up on them with the camera and they don't even notice. You get beautiful close-ups. I'm very pleased that same kind of sage grows here, and it's covered with honeybees. Now listen, do you think the honeybees understand what they're doing? You know, I mean, do you think that the honeybees know that they are the reason that there's food on this planet? You know, because I heard somebody say that the honeybees are the most important animal on earth. Because in doing what they do, they pollinate the flowers and that make the fruits and the vegetables that we all eat. And they don't know that. All they know is that they got this flower right here. Pollen, good. We want pollen. Must get pollen. Return to hive, get more. You know, and they're just so busy doing what they do. But as a result of what they do, the fruits and the vegetables grow on this planet in this unbelievable abundance. So that basically the rest of animal life on the earth becomes possible. You know, but anyway, we'll get back to the honeybees just in a few minutes. But right now it's summer, it's July, and it's the 4th of July weekend, and our thoughts turn to thoughts of freedom and thoughts of America. You know, we think about America, the beginning of American independence, now nearly 250 years ago. You know, because there was a time when many people in the American colonies, you know, they started to say, we cannot go on just being somebody else's colony. We're too big. We're too strong. We are our own people. We have our own culture, and we are a people unto ourselves with a destiny of our own, you know, and then the rest of it's history, right? Oh, well, listen, by way of introduction, there's a similar story in the Bible, because the day came when the children of Israel needed to become their own people, go their own way with their own destiny. And it was time for them to be free of slavery in Egypt and to go toward their own destiny. And as the story goes, you know, God calls Moses to lead them out of Egypt and that whole thing. The beginning of the conversation between God and Moses begins in the 3rd chapter of Exodus. And as you recall from Sunday school lessons many years ago, this is the story of the burning bush. And in Exodus chapter 3, it starts like this. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto Moses in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And Moses looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, but the bush was not burned up. And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush does not burn up. Now, people try to explain this, okay? And people say that it was lightning. You know, it was lightning, and the lightning must have struck the desert sage, you know, and it's covered with honeybees. The lightning that's going to put the buzz in your buzzer, right? And so the lightning strike left the bush kind of glowing and crackling with energy. And then some people say, oh, no, it was aliens. It was a spaceship. It's obvious. It was a space, you know. But listen, they're missing the point. All right? They're missing the point because this short passage reveals perhaps the most basic attribute or characteristic of God. It's an extraordinary lesson. It's a huge lesson, but it remains a deep secret, but a secret hidden in plain sight. Okay? Because listen, the bush was burning. Okay, it's burning, it's giving light. But the bush is not consumed, it's not burned up, it just gives light. This is God's signature, people. This is the signature of God, all right? Because it says, I give, I do not consume, right? I give and I do not consume. I just share. I do not receive. I just give. And so in the image of a desert bush that burns with fire and it gives light, but it doesn't burn up, we see this most essential attribute or the most essential nature of God. I give. I do not receive. I only share. And so the story goes on, and Moses is instructed to go to Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and to the Israelites. And we continue in verse 13. It says, and Moses said unto God, behold, when I come unto the children of Israel and shall say unto them, the God of your fathers has sent me. And they shall say to me, what's his name? What shall I say to them? It's a legitimate question. All right, it's a legitimate question because all the gods of Egypt have names, you know, and so they're gonna ask me, what's your name? What am I supposed to tell them? So, and God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, thus shall you say unto the children of Israel, I am hath sent me unto you. Okay? Tell them I am sent you. Now, when I first began to study the Hebrew texts, this was something I was especially interested in because the exact name of God was one of my father's many questions. And, you know, we talked about some of my father's questions last time. And I wanted an answer for him. And the Hebrew text is just very literally says, Ehyeh asher heyeh. I am that I am. Although everywhere else, asher is translated who. So I am who I am. Now, listen, in the marvels of the Hebrew language, okay, the reader is expected to supply the vowels into the text, all right, because the text will provide you with the consonants, but the reader is expected to know how to read the vowels into the text. And so depending on how the reader chooses to supply the vowels, it can also legitimately translated, I am who I will be, or I will be who I already am. So we see another basic, this is a great lesson. We see another basic attribute of God because he's saying to Moses, look, my consciousness is not contained by a name. I simply exist. I just am. What you call the past and the future exist within me together right now. I am who I am. I am everything, and yet I am not confined to any one thing. Now, if we were to stop right, listen, if we were to stop right here, that'd be enough. We could meditate on this and go with this for years, but there is so much more. It just gets better. That's why I get excited about this. I hope you do too. Listen. Ehyeh asher heyeh. I am who I am. This is an invitation. All right, it's not a name, it's an invitation. It's even a challenge to us to see a bigger picture, to stop thinking like humans and begin to enter into a multidimensional consciousness that reflects the multidimensional beings that we are. To stop seeing ourselves as small and helpless and afraid, and to stop seeing ourselves as victims of random chaos. To stop seeing ourselves as powerless slaves of the circumstances and stuff that's all around us, but rather to connect to the power that was hidden inside of us from the beginning. To recognize listen, to recognize that the appearances and the conditions and the things and the stuff around us are our servants. They are our servants, and we are their master. When we connect to the consciousness of being creators of our own universe. I am who I am. Now, here's a question. Here's a question. Why did God have to say I am twice? What's up with that? Because would it not have been enough just to say, I am? You know, tell me your name. Yay, yay. I am. I exist. I'm real. And I'm right here. I am. But no, it is I am who I am. And this gives us, this is another great lesson, it gives us another essential attribute of not just of God, but of ourselves. The first I am is God, all right? How do we know this? Well, because it says, tell them I am sent you. Just one I am. Tell them I am sent you. Okay, so who's the second I am? The first I am is God. The second I am is us. Because we are God reflected into physical matter. I am who I am is God being us. God reflected into us. God being us with the power of creation moving through us and crackling through our consciousness with the power of miracles. God being us. As my teacher in the Kabbalah, the Rav, as the Rav used to say, with the power of mind over matter at our disposal, so that we can become like God, creators of our own universe. This is so exciting. This is it. This is it. This is what we were looking for. Creators of our own world, creators of our own universe, and as I have said many, many times before, responsible for our own happiness. We're not helpless victims of uncontrollable events and circumstances, just stuff, because the stuff happens. We're not here to be helpless and powerless.
Yes, that's right.
Just the opposite. Thank you. Yes, just the opposite. We're here to learn how to connect to this divine power of I am and how to use it to become like God. Now, we might as well just stop here, and I'm going to tell you something. You got an assignment. Oops. You got homework. You got homework. All right, so here it is. This is an affirmation. All right. Here's the assignment. Very first thing in the morning, okay? First thing, first minutes of the day. Listen, the first minutes of the day are a seed. They are a seed level where you can plant stuff into the first minutes of the day that will blossom throughout the day. So when the day has barely begun, you use this affirmation, and here it is. I am the I am. I am the I am, and the power of miracles flows through me. It is the power delegated to me by God. I want you to use that affirmation every day and watch your life change. All right? Now, let me tell you something. I'll tell you a secret. Your ego will not like this. Okay? Listen, that's one way you know it's true. If your ego feels threatened, you know that it's true. You know that you're onto something. So your ego's not going to like it. And your ego's going to say, that little self, that little part, is going to say, oh, yeah, well, whatever. No, you're not. You don't have time for this. You can't take it literally. Oh, we have really important stuff to do. I'm too sleepy. I'll do it later. I'll do it tomorrow. I don't want to. I don't feel like it. I'm still sleepy. I don't want to. Oh, there's nothing to it. We'll do it tomorrow. Okay, listen. I know what it sounds like. All right. Don't ask how I know that, but I do. But you see what I mean? Your ego's not going to like it because it's true. I am the I am. And the power of miracles flows through me. It is the power delegated to me by God. Listen, consider the birds. Consider the bird. What do the birds teach us? Among other things, many things that the birds teach us, but consider the sparrows, the little sparrows, okay? Listen. Imagine the little sparrow is sitting on a twig, right? Sitting on a twig. Now, what happens if the twig breaks? The little sparrow is sitting, is perched on a twig, and the twig breaks. And is the sparrow going to say, "Oh, what am I going to do? Oh, the twig's broken. I don't know what I'm going to do. There's no more twigs. I don't know. I'm scared." No, the sparrow just flies away. It just flies away because the power within the sparrow is greater than the power in the twig. The power within the sparrow has authority over the twig. Each of you is worth many sparrows. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Why? Because I am the I am, and the power of miracles flows through me. It is the power delegated to me by God. Okay, but listen, seriously, how do we even know this? How do we really know this? You know, it's words. Because here's how we know it. It is a teaching that we find embedded in the short book of the prophet Zechariah in the Hebrew Scriptures. Like the book of what? There's a book of that? So, yes, the book of Zechariah, and I'm going to share it with you this morning the same way that it was shared with me by my teacher, the Rav, in the Kabbalah. Zechariah chapter 9, verse 9. It says, "Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. For behold, your king comes unto you. He is righteous and brings salvation humbly, riding upon a donkey." Now, the king is King Messiah. And this passage is usually taken as referring to Jesus entering Jerusalem. But there is a much, much deeper meaning embedded in this. It is a hidden meaning, and I'm going to tell you the secret. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. It's one of those. Okay? So the king comes riding on a donkey. Well, why is it a donkey? Why not a horse? Or why not a goat? You know? Or why not just walking? What difference does it make? It makes a difference because the donkey hides the secret. All right. I hope this is as exciting to you as it is to me, because the donkey is a secret code. That's the deal. The donkey is the code, because in Hebrew, donkey is chamur. Okay, it's one of those wonderful Hebrew words. You get your throat into it, chamur. All right. The Messiah is riding upon chamur. All right. Or is he? Because by using the same Hebrew letters, we can also spell the word chomer. All right. In Hebrew, chomer means physical matter. But it's the same letters. All right. So listen. Chamur means donkey, but chomer means physical matter. They're spelled with the same letters. So what does it mean? What does it teach us? Well, listen, the teaching, this teaching is radical. Okay. Now you want to talk about how to attract more people into Fellowship of Spirit, maybe offer them a spirituality that is radical for the radical times we're living in. So here's the secret. Listen, people all over the world are waiting for the Messiah to come. A lot more people are waiting for Messiah to come back. And where there's Messiah or the Imam or the Maitreya, people all over the world are waiting for somebody to show up, you know? And I believe that most of us want, it's like the old song says, we want peace to guide the planets and love to steer the stars. And what a beautiful selection that Shay just shared with us. My land is beautiful, and so is theirs. And we want that. So where is it? How bad do things have to get before Messiah can finally show up. But the secret, listen, this is true. This is the secret. The secret is that Messiah is trying to come back today. Messiah is trying to come back today. Messiah is trying to come back right this moment. And when enough of us get excited about this and get tuned into this secret, that for us individually, that it has to happen for us individually, connecting to this consciousness, when we do that, it'll start to happen for the whole world. So, who or what is Messiah? Well, first of all, here's what it's not. It's not the king riding through the streets on a donkey. All right? That's Chamur, the donkey. Rather, it is this very deep realization that the power that is hidden within us, the power delegated to us by God, the power of I am, of being the I am, is the power that controls and directs physical matter. It is the power that controls and directs circumstances, conditions, and events. King Messiah is the awakened consciousness. The donkey, a chamur, is actually not literally a donkey. It is a chomer. It is consciousness directing matter. In the same way that the donkey expects its rider to tell it which way to go, matter expects us to tell it which way to go. The awakened consciousness is guiding and directing physical matter. It's not a person who's going to come or return someday, we hope, maybe. Messiah is awakening within you and me right this moment. We start to grab hold of this amazing and astonishing and awesome and exciting truth. I am the I am. And the power of miracles flows through me. It is the power delegated to me by God. So listen, rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, your king is knocking at the door right this moment. He is righteous and brings salvation to the world with humility. The awakened consciousness, guiding and directing the conditions and circumstances in the world, mind giving instructions to matter. And matter is required to obey. Now, here's a question, right? And people wonder about this and try to figure this out. Why did God give us this world in the first place? You know, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? You know, I said, well, it was the aliens. It was a spaceship. But listen, seriously, what's this all about? It's very simple. It's very simple. God gave us this world hoping to make us happy. But when we approach life in this world through our little ego, then yes, the world will frustrate us. It will exhaust us. It will burn up and consume our best years and leave us tired and exhausted and exasperated. Physical world. I mean, it's crazy. Look around, it's crazy. But the Messiah, the message hidden within the frustration, the exhaustion, the anger, is that the level of ego consciousness will never be able to manage this physical world successfully for very long. It just can't happen. Okay, listen. Okay, imagine you got 10 kids. You got 10 kids in a room together. They're all 3 years old. You know, they're all 3 years old. And you put one of them in charge of the others. Exactly. What's going to happen? You're going to have chaos. Okay? Because a 3-year-old cannot guide and direct and instruct other 3-year-olds. It just doesn't work like that. Because the other kids will say, "You're so bossy." And then they'll go play what they want. Our ego consciousness is exactly like that, all right? Because ego can be bossy. Ego can yell, and ego can throw a fit and try to control. But the conditions and appearances and circumstances of our lives will never do what ego says, at least not for very long. We have to come from a higher level of consciousness, the level of King Messiah, the level of I am. The level of I am the I am, and the power of miracles flows through me. It is the power delegated to me by God. Now, what does it mean to be delegated by God? It means that the power of, as my teacher said, mind over matter was given to us and hidden within us from the beginning. So like I said, the donkey expects the rider to tell it what to do. Physical matter, along with circumstances, expect us to tell them what to do. They expect instructions and guidance from us. When we do not give those instructions from our divine authority, then the things around us turn quickly to chaos, like a room filled with 3-year-olds. The Son, the power of mind over matter, the power of the I am, being the I am, the power to give directions to physical matter and conditions, and to know that they must obey. Realizing this level of consciousness is our job, all right? It's our job in this world. Everything got a job, okay? Everything in the world got a special job to do, all right? A thing that they do for themselves, but in doing for themselves, it blesses the whole world, like the honeybees. I told you we'd get back to the honeybees. The honeybees, we talked about the honeybees. The honeybees go from flower to flower to flower, and they collect the pollen. They take it back to the hive, and they use it to make their own food. But when they do their job, they make it possible for the fruits and vegetables to grow on earth so that life everywhere is possible. We all get food. Doing what they do brings a blessing to everyone and everything, actually, truly making the miracle of life on this planet possible. It's the same for us. It's the same. We have a job to do, and it's not so very different from what the honeybees do. Our job is to connect to the higher consciousness, the consciousness of I am. Our job is to realize that individual divinity of I am. Our job is to realize more fully each day, more fully each morning. I am the I am. And the power of miracles flows through me. It is the power delegated to me by God. And we commit ourselves to this. We commit ourselves to the focus and determination on this consciousness, like honeybees on the summer flowers. Using the power, daring to exercise our authority over the world. We first bring the energy and consciousness of Messiah into our own lives. And then we bring the energy and the consciousness of Messiah into the whole world. The consciousness of peace, abundance, happiness, harmony. The consciousness that says, yes, I am the I am, but even more, we are the I am. I hope this is as exciting to you as it is to me.
Very good, Mark. Thank you.
Ron, back to you.
Oh, thank you. All right. Anyone have anything that they'd like to say to Mark? Here comes our Jerry.
Good morning, my friend.
Hi, Jerry.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm great. Thank you very much for that reminder in the first place that the honeybees are truly the survival of our world. And to remind us that not to let our ego run amok with us, it's going to be with us forever, but it has to be under our control. And we have to remember to not let our ego run wild and drive us along with it. I'm always reminded of Sherry Jolly's little bus with the monkeys hanging out the windows going, whee! and the bus is careening down this mountain road.
Yes, that's
And
life. That's what the world looks like.
that's exactly what it looks like, but particularly if you let your ego run with you. If you follow along with it, it will drive you down that mountain road and hopefully you'll make it to the bottom. But it's a lot better when we can kind of ride control on it and
Yes.
get it to do our will through the I am. So thank you very much. I loved the talk today.
You.
Blessings, my friend.
You too.
Very good. Here comes Shay Johnson.
Hey, Mark.
Hi, Shay.
So you asked a question that I've been asking. Why the world? Where does it come from? Why are we here? Kind of thing. I've been asking about the world, where we come from, why we're here, that kind of thing. You put it very well. And maybe you need to think about it, or maybe something comes off the top of your head, because this is something I'm researching and studying. So do you have something you would recommend I could read? That,
Yes. Yes.
okay,
It's an easy read and a lovely book, and it's in your library. It's in the bookcase in the foyer. Written by Michael Berg. It's an easy read and life-changing. It's called Becoming Like God.
okay. Thanks.
Sure.
Here comes Steve Barker.
Hi, Mark.
I was waiting for you.
Very elucidating. It's so good to hear every month. And I've been toying with surrender a lot lately because of my circumstances and whatnot. And you've kind of given me a way to balance the surrender. So I'm not just like this all the time, surrendering to my circumstances, but able to pick up the spiritual tools that are at my disposal and you have just elucidated with your reading and your talk, and go forward more balanced.
Yeah, and you tell him circumstances, you surrender to me. You surrender to I am.
Yes,
I hear you. Thank you, sir.
thank you, Mark.
Anyone else? Okay. Well, Mark, as usual, you did not disappoint. You brought us a message that was palatable, we can enjoy it, and then we can use it to help enhance our life. And that's what we've come to expect from you, and you did not disappoint. You did a really good job. Thank you
Well, thank
so
you.
much, brother.
Mark, this is Kate. I just want to thank you for the challenge. Thank you so much for that challenge and the affirmation in the mornings, the assignment. I'm very thankful for it.
Good.
All right.
Get excited.
Okay.
Indeed.
All right. Well, thank you, Mark. Hang around with us. I know it's kind of bittersweet for you because we always seem to have our potluck on the day that you speak, and you never get any benefit from the potluck.
Seriously, what's wrong with that?
It's just a bad deal. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. You come back and you're welcome anytime. Okay, so we ready again for another song?
This is number 126, sorry. Number 126 in the Brown hymnal. And I want you to look at the last line of the song. It's on 2 pages. And the last line of the song flows onto the second page. And there is a funny little symbol above a couple notes. It's a dot with a half circle. You see that? When you see that symbol, it means hold this note. So we're going to follow that today. It's going to happen twice each verse. And so just kind of pay attention to what I'm doing and hold that note a little bit. Thank you.
your voice and your love that you share with us. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, so now it's time for our celebration of abundance. There again, there's a little something in our thing that we say together. So put over your heart that which you intend to contribute and repeat after me. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Through infinity, I am prosperous. Okay. So do our children have a presentation today?
Do you want me to go up with you so you're not by yourself? No? Okay. Tell them what we did and then what you're reading out of.
Okay, so here's our children.
Today we started
Hold on,
our
hold on, I'll give you the mic. We want to be able to hear you.
Today in class we started our rocks for the fair booth. And I'm reading out of Mountain Meadows and Moonbeams, The Wise Bunny. If you in a bunny hole you creep, you will not hear a peep. No, we are not all asleep, there's a secret that we keep. When less and less is said, you learn more in your head. Even when we're underground, we do not make a sound, for ideas in our mind abound when the silence is around. When less and less is said, you'll learn more in your head. Chatter and patter, sputter and gap. Really, it can be a quiet drop. If you're really always in a scream, your mind will never be. When less and less is said, you learn more in your head. If you just keep your mouth still and know you'd get a thrill to listen and to find such treasures in your mind. When less and less is said, you learn more in your head. Lesson. Have you ever known anyone who talked all the time? Have you ever known anyone who hardly said anything? Which one do you think was smarter? Some people can talk for hours and hours, and when they're done talking and they really haven't said much at all. And some very quiet people are very deep thinkers and would rather listen and learn. The bunny never ever makes a sound. He is always listening, thinking, and learning. We can learn a very good lesson from those silent little bunnies. Just remember what they believe. When less and less is said, you learn more in your head.
That's right.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you. Well, Bill Clark is out probably enjoying himself somewhere and enjoying the summer, so, but he's not here to do our closing prayer or message. Does anyone want to do that? If not, I will. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for Fellowship of Spirit. We thank you for the opportunity to come together and learn and grow and to help each other along this journey that we call life. We ask that you would look after us and protect us and keep us safe in your love and in your protection in the coming week. We ask that you would watch over everything that we do and help us to be more loving, more giving, and more sharing as we go through life. Amen. All right, so, are there any announcements?
Board meeting next Sunday after church, after fellowship.
Okay.
And just once again to mention that we went yesterday and did one of our first community service, what do you call it? Outreach things. And we shared clothes from a lady's house with several of the women's group here in town. New Beginnings, places like that, so, they were very thankful for what we gave them.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheriff. Right, so next week is a board meeting, and it'll be after the regular meeting. So if you're a board member, we ask that you would come. And also, we want to really thank our guests for coming today and to being with us, and we hope that you enjoyed it.
And safe journey home.
We hope that you have a safe journey home and an enjoyable time while you're here. And and also that all of our presentations are all posted on YouTube, and they're free, and you could you make sure that we have your email address, and we'll send you a link to these so that you can see what we're doing, because you can participate just like Mark is in Kentucky. You can join us here on Zoom or watch our recorded presentations from Florida. So, thank you very much. What did you think about our little program here?
I actually liked his presentation because I think of spirituality in much the same way. More linear than looking up. So yeah, it was actually kind of
gets you out of the waiting mode.
yeah, it's a
Got
little
something
more
to do.
enlightening knowing I'm not dealing with it things that way.
Yeah, well, that's good. We don't put our God in a box. Say we're going to think of God in this way. We try to help people to find their own way to God, so that their own definition, their own understanding, and take God out of the box and be that expansive love that we know that there is. So we thank you for coming and hope that you come back. What we do now is we get together and we make a circle, and we sing some songs. Where'd Fred? Did he escape?
I thought he was here.
He was here, right behind us. He just left. I don't know if he went to the bathroom or.
He's such a good music.
We
Did
can
you-
do it.
We can do it.
What'd you do with
Shay's here.
your?
I don't. I couldn't get it to load up.
Nah, okay.
Having problems.
Okay.
All right. Adjusted, I can't see back. We're gonna sing God Bless America, and then we're gonna sing Weave.
Hi, where are you going?
Right
There she
Right there,
is.
okay, try to see you, okay.
She knows how to do it. All right.
God
Bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Weave, weave, weave us together, weave us together in unity and love. Weave, weave, weave us together, weave us together in unity, and yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as our Father, family all are we. So let us walk with each other bless you and keep you until we meet again. All right.
Thank you, John. Ron, you too.
Good job today, Shay.
We'll see you next week. Hope that you can come and be with us again. Mark, have a great week, guy.
You too.
Hope your son's okay.
He's fine. He's banged up a little bit. He's okay. He's tough.
I missed your desserts.
Oh, grab your book.
I miss you.
Well, I miss you too, but I missed your desserts. I love
We
you.
miss all of you, including
Love
your
you too.
desserts.
Thanks again, Mark. God
Okay,
bless.
You too.
All right, so I'm gonna shut us down so that I can go ahead and get it recording and processing, and I can go eat. Anyway,
Sounds good.
everything good at the lodge and everything's good?
It is. It really is.
Well, that's good. You're enjoying your job as secretary? It's a job.
It's a job. It is.
Yeah, it's work. It's a lot. Ernie was not at lodge last time, and they asked me to take minutes, and and so I did. That's the first time. I'm almost 25-year Mason, and I've never taken minutes at a lodge meeting. But I just say my attitude is that they have never said no to me when I've asked for something, so I just try not to say no when they ask me. Same thing, here, any of these efforts that I'm in, they never say no to me, so I don't need to say no to them either.
No, I completely understand. That's largely why I'm the secretary.
Right. So anyway, you have a good week and enjoy the summer. And the one thing that I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. Is that I've been thinking a lot about the process and the cycles that we're in, and you talk about the honeybees and all that stuff, and they're into a process. They go out, they get the pollen, they come back, and they do that over and over and over again, and that's their focus and their job, and they don't worry about it, but they are in a process, and that process is part of a larger process that's been going on for probably even before man was here. So
Yes.
but it's all a process, and there are cycles within these processes, and to forget that, to think that, oh man, this misery is just not ever going to stop, or this political stuff is just going to go on forever and ever. It didn't, because the thing that I know about processes is that they have a beginning, a middle, and an end. and then another process will start. But then you got these wheels inside of wheels that are turning. Then if we can embrace it, we can enjoy the mystery and the excitement of the adventure, rather than just worrying about the travails. Right?
Seriously.
Yeah. All right, brother. You take care. We'll see you soon.
All right. Sounds good.